Oh boy.
Yo, what's up, dude?
What's up? Are we on the
Yeah.
hate Pokemon train now?
Hate Pokemon train now? No, I was just like reacting to people's reactions to the Pokimane Leafy content Nuke, and I just thought it would be cool for me to like react and see what people thought. And then I was watching your reaction. I disagreed with a couple things you said, and then people saw that you were streaming, and then viewers just wanted us to debate, I guess. So,
All right. What are some things that I said that you disagree with?
it's just like I feel like you didn't understand like the point that Leafy was trying to make when he was bringing up like the Pokimane copyright striking stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What was the point?
so basically like the point is that she's hypocritical because if you were to react to something and not give any commentary, like how transformativity works is that if you react to something and you don't give any commentary, you're just eating or whatever, then it's not transformative. But the second you start giving like some meaningful insight on the content, then it becomes transformative. Pokimane does borderline non-transformative content, and then she copyright striked a video of mine that was transformative, so people are pointing out the hypocrisy there.
She copyright struck a video of yours that was transformative?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you link me the video? Is it up anywhere?
Yeah, I can link you the video. Let me get to it. Okay, I'll send it to you.
Okay, give me 1 sec. Okay, when you say that she copyright strike this,
yeah, she like took it down with a copyright strike takedown. It got reinstated after like 3 or 2 months because she didn't take it to court, obviously. But that is what happened. Yeah.
Oh well,
it was down for like 2 months.
Pretty dumb if she did this.
Yeah. And that's just the criticism. It's like she did that, and then
why didn't Leafy bring up your video instead of the guy that's just jacking Twitch clips?
I have no idea. I actually said that when I was reacting to your stream. I was like, well, people just straight up taking like Pokimane Twitch clips and putting in a compilation with no commentary. I 100% agree with her taking down that. But with mine in particular, it was pretty fucked up, and I disagree with it. But yeah, for some reason he didn't properly bring that up. So
what? Just curious. When you say what was your copyright experience like? What happened?
Okay, so basically, yeah, it was taken down via Omni Media. Like she did it through her MCN. And basically the whole time I was trying to just like get in contact with her. It was basically impossible to. Although I do understand why.
Was it like a revenue claim or?
It was a complete takedown. So like remove the video from YouTube.
Okay.
And
so
at the
like a copyright strike.
Yeah,
and everything, right?
yeah. And the reason that happened, and she explained this, is because the video got like 500,000 views in one day. It was just blowing up out of nowhere. And it was just like a small Twitter response she did to GameStar. She didn't really want it like brought up into like such a broad attention to so many people. So essentially she just said she took it down so less people would see it, which is an abuse of the copyright system.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. If she took this video down, this seems pretty stupid. Although again, I don't know why the fuck Leafy wouldn't bring up this instead of just the clip compiler guy. But
yeah, I don't know why he didn't bring that up either. As for the other thing that I criticized you on is when you were talking about the It's a Gundam clip that he brought up where Pokimane said, I'm gonna go after your sponsors or whatever. So basically,
my understanding was that basically somebody made a video shitting on Pokemon, and they had like I think we watched this. So it was like one of those videos where it's like this video is brought to you by, and there was like a title sponsor for the video.
Yeah, it's Ridge Wallet. Yeah, it was sponsored by Ridge. So yeah, basically like the video, it does like talk negatively about Pokimane within it, but I mean the main topic of the video was to talk about her simps. And basically, which is ultimately a negative about, I guess, her as well. But essentially, like you were saying that like a sponsor, it was dumb of him to put a sponsor on that video. But generally, YouTube sponsors definitely don't care about like having drama content. Basically, they care like if you're talking about like something serious like sexual assault or something like extreme like that. They won't want to put an ad on it, but generally like how YouTube advertisers work in sponsorships is that they're fine with putting a sponsorship on almost anything. So yeah, that's just generally how YouTube sponsorships work. And when you were talking about that, and I was reacting to your clip, I was like, yeah, I just don't think Destiny knows how like YouTube sponsorships in particular work
Yeah, wait,
because you
okay, hold on.
don't.
So just to be very clear, so I understand very well how these work because I deal in a lot of these. So typically when you get a
Oh,
contract from these companies, generally what I'm familiar with is what they want to avoid is they usually want to avoid political content and they usually want to avoid content that is like of a grossly graphically violent or offensive or vulgar nature or things that include hate speech, right? We've probably seen similar stuff. That's usually what they're looking to avoid, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So my thing isn't about like, oh, what would a sponsor want to avoid like within the contract? It was more just like I would feel very nervous creating a hit piece video on somebody and then throwing like a title sponsor onto that video. Because
mhm,
that's like a very like you're opening yourself up to a lot of like sponsor liability there. Like what if somebody in that company is like a fan of Pokemon and somebody in their media team that like looks over some shit like this like stumbles across like you've completely fucked your entire relationship with that sponsor potentially depending on who sees it. And then also, you're kind of like bringing your sponsor out there and it's part of the fight when you do that video. Like that just seems like a really bad idea. Like sometimes we get offers for like interstitial sponsors, right? Like have like a 30-second clip of our thing in a video or whatever. I would
yep,
never include a sponsor where it's like, I'm gonna make a video today just fucking going in on Leafy about how much I fucking hate him and how much all of his fans are simps. This video brought to you by NordVPN. Probably wouldn't do that. That would probably go like on a gameplay compilation video because why would I wheel out my sponsor for that incredibly dramatic piece of content? You could, but I mean, like, I feel like you can't really be surprised then if people go after you there, no?
well, yeah, I mean, if that was the case, I would say like, oh, if you like lost a sponsorship because the sponsor saw that they put it on a Pokimane video, like a Pokimane hate video, and they were like, oh, well, we don't want to sponsor you anymore, and it, like affects his sponsorship, like kind of relations across the board, then I would say that's on him. But the thing is, like, Pokimane specifically called out and said, definitely wouldn't put my logo on that one, haha, and that like kind of ruined his standing with sponsorship, specifically in the gaming community, not with Ridge Wallet. Ridge Wallet still sponsors him, but later on he said that like there was a big gaming company who typically has E3 conferences. He didn't say specifically what it was, but he said he lost that sponsorship because of Pokimane's comments.
I mean, like,
Which
if
I
you're,
think is kind of fucked
no
up.
offense to what a lot of you guys do on YouTube, but like, if your whole content is just stirring up drama and shit and causing trouble with other YouTubers, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't, like, I think
Yeah,
if somebody starts going after like general sponsorships, I think that's pretty fucked up. But I mean, if you're literally going to throw a sponsor saying this person sponsored this video and then use that video as a platform to attack other people, like, I think you're kind of you're the one that bringing out your
yeah.
sponsor as a liability there. I mean,
Well, the message is more like, oh, hey, Ridge Wallet sponsor helping out my channel, but it's not like, oh, Ridge Wallet specifically is sponsoring this video to shit on Pokimane or whatever. Uh,
well, but
but
that's kind of like when you get like guidelines from a lot of these sponsors and they have like suggested like tags or whatever. Like a lot of times you'll see stuff like oh like this video brought to you by VPN or NordVPN or they're Raid Shadow Legends. This video brought to you by Raid blah blah blah. Like people usually do stuff like you can argue that they're helping the channel in general,
yeah,
but like that's such I don't know like that just seems kind of common sense to me. Like that's really bad optics. Like why? Like imagine if I wanted to make a video like calling somebody out on like some crazy accusation and it's like a very
yeah.
controversial video and I throw a sponsor like, "Oh, this video
Oh,
brought
yeah,
to
yeah,
you by
yeah.
whatever."
If
Like,
it was a sponsor on like, oh, Pokimane did something illegal or something crazy, then I would say that's dumb. But it was literally just laughing at like simp comments on Twitter. So it wasn't like a huge critique of Pokimane. It was more so like, hey,
I
her
mean, like,
fans are
this
acting a
summer
little wild. So
this kind of like plays into like all of the harassment and bullying that goes towards Pokemon on the internet is whether or not like her fans are simps or she's just a girl with tits and that's why people watch her. Like, kind of plays in completely into that like larger narrative of shitting on her. Like half of Leafy's video was just shitting on the fact that
yeah,
people watch her and they're simps.
yeah. But sponsors generally, at least YouTube sponsors, uh, don't typically care too much about that. Well, it depends sponsor to
Well, they
sponsor,
do if
but
somebody brings it to their attention, right? Like if
well,
Pokemon starts tweeting about it every day.
it's funny because I made a video. I made a Twitter video talking about like all the backlash in regards to the It's a Gundam situation because everyone was talking about it on Twitter, and I specifically got the Ridge sponsorship because of that controversy. I told them about it and I reached out to them, telling them about the Pokemon drama, and then they sponsored me off that. So,
Well,
but
if but you that can't be your position because if that's true, then you shouldn't care about any of this at all. Then because apparently it doesn't damage anybody at all. Then it doesn't matter if Pokemon calls somebody out.
well, it did damage his like one like gaming sponsorship. It really depends sponsor to sponsor. whether it affects him or not, but it did affect him. And I think even like the attempt to affect his sponsors is just shitty. That's kind of that's kind of my stance on it. Like what Pokimane said about It's a Gundam with the sponsors is shitty. I have no problem with Pokimane like ripping into It's a Gundam or criticizing that video or like getting back at him or whatever. That's perfectly fine, fair game. But if you're gonna go after his sponsors and his income, like directly attack his income in that way, like I feel like that's kind of just fucked up, in my opinion.
Okay. I mean, I would say like if you're a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, I wouldn't be wheeling out a sponsor to support a video where you're like attacking another creator. That seems like a really, really dumb idea. But yeah, I guess stage.
Yeah, I guess YouTube sponsors are a bit different in that way. But yeah, I don't know. It really depends sponsor to sponsor. Ridge Wallet's a lot more lax. I don't know if every I do imagine that Gundam probably has trouble getting other types of YouTube sponsorships like Raycon or something like that. It really just depends sponsor to sponsor. Personally, I just try to like not attack people and just you know, read out tweets and show stuff objectively. So generally, I don't have an issue with that with sponsorships. But yeah, I would imagine it's probably harder for Gundam to get sponsorships with the type of content he makes. So I don't really make the same content as him exactly, so I can't really and I don't know him personally, so I can't really like talk on his behalf for his sponsorship situation. But I do know in a video he did say that he did lose one big sponsorship because of Pokimane's comments, which I do think is kind of fucked. But in general, regardless of his sponsorships were affected, I just think that's kind of a fucked up thing for Pokimane to go after specifically. I don't have a problem with Pokimane talking shit about It's a Gundam, but going after the sponsors is a tad too far, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think that if you're wheeling out a title sponsor for a video, like that sponsor almost comes across as endorsing everything in the video. So you should probably not have controversial content in that. But
yeah, maybe
but, yeah, I mean, we're going back. Yeah, I understand. Okay.
But yeah. The main issue I had with your reaction to it was your comments on the copy strike stuff. But since I didn't expect you to know exactly all the details because Leafy didn't really, display it perfectly or in his video either.
It at all. I'm just
pretty much at all. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, hopefully our viewers are satisfied with that discussion we just had.
Sure.
But yeah.
Wait, just quick, because I can't tell with all you YouTuber people. You know I was trolling on the Trainwreck show, right? Or I can't tell if people...
I didn't know if you were trolling or not, but
Trainwreck, or I'm not Trainwrecks, I'm sorry. Disguised Toast literally tweeted out like the prior day, like, "Oh no, guys, she was protecting me. I'm her boyfriend." Like that's where I got that joke from. Like,
yeah, I didn't know if you were joking or not, but I figured I'd just tweet it out so people can like react to it and shit like that. I wasn't sure, but yeah, I didn't personally. I didn't think you were joking, but then it's possible that you were, and you are saying you were. So
to be fair, they might be dating. I don't fucking know, but I have no idea. I'm not that close to either of them to know. But yeah, I totally just like memed that up on the show, and apparently I saw there was in like a couple of YouTube videos now where people are taking it like pretty seriously. But
people definitely like overreact to certain elements, and YouTubers, including myself, do play into that. At least I play into it with like titling and thumbnailing and stuff like that. Like a part of this, like there is legitimate criticisms against Pokimane, and I definitely have an issue with how she's treated me and like the whole copyright strike stuff. But generally, I do think a lot of it is like over embellished for views. For sure.
That copyright strike, assuming that all played out, I'm taking your word for this, but assuming that all played out the way you did, that's really fucked up to use DMCAs as a form of censoring criticism. It's really stupid. Not stupid. It's a abuse of the system, 100%. But then like when half your video is like the fact that Pokemon is ugly, like it really undermines the fuck out of your messaging.
Yeah, exactly. And I've criticized Pokimane in the past for her actions. I've never talked about her looks or whatever. But yeah, it's just. It is a mixture of like memeing and haha, she's a girl on the internet. We want to like play into the incel crowd and like make fun of that, and then it's also like mixed with legit criticism. And I do think there is legit criticism in Leafy's video, but at the same time, Leafy is kind of just like a troll, and he does want to like play into that audience. So I mean, to each their own.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah. Okay. Have a nice day, dude.
Yep. Have a good one, buddy.